Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to DeVire's virtual art room. Today, we are excited to welcome Mr. Gaurav Juyal, आपका host और दोस्त from Art Attack India. Welcome, sir. So now the floor is all yours, and we can't wait to get started with this exciting session.
Thank you. Thank you for both the invite and making this happen. So without further um, delay, let me just share my screen. Let me know when you can start seeing.
Yes, so we can
And
see your screen now.
you can you see the image?
Yeah, the child's photo.
Yeah. So I'm just starting from the earliest photo I have. There would be earlier also, but I personally right now do not possess it. So yeah, that's my one of the earliest photographs from childhood. And I was kind of a rebellious kid when I was little, and then I turned more silent and introverted eventually. But yeah, my mother definitely had enough trouble with me. But she was very kind enough, both my parents, to give me a lot of freedom. All of us, all three of us, three siblings. I'm the youngest in the family, and I was lucky to be learning from both my sister and brother, because my brother has a aptitude of more like a science aptitude, and my sister is coming from a very pure art aptitude in that sense. So I was kind of like somewhere in the middle. And this is another thing which I've already shared in my TED talk, which was that, when I was in my fifth grade, I did receive a warning that my performance in academic performance is not, that's 96, is not satisfactory. So if I don't improve it, it's going to, they might simply fail me back to grade. So this was from fifth to sixth grade, right? And you can see my performance in my report card. If you can just see the number of red marks there with the Fs and all and Ds and stuff like that. So definitely, I was not doing academically well. One of the reason is that I did not like the form of education that was used to teach us. Okay, it was, for me, it was extremely boring, and I didn't even find a reason why what happens if we study this and that. So I kind of refused to study as a child, and my parents had a difficult time, but they never, I know how much pressure and violence can happen after academic life from early childhood, but I did not have that. They were very kind to just let me take my own time. And then after this incident, actually, because we were kind of pointed out and made to stand, and also it definitely did something to my personality, and I started becoming more serious about work. Simply because I did not like being pointed out. So I said, okay, theek hai. If that's the case, let me forcibly study if I have to. And then my grades gradually improved. Um, and eventually I ended up in my college, which is National Institute of Design in Ahmedabad. But before this, by eighth grade, I already identified that I would like to do animation and nothing else, because I could not understand most of the fields. And I could have my empathy towards cartoons and so I said, okay, I want to make my own cartoons. So even in 10th grade, I started. So 8th grade, I started thinking, okay, I want animation. By 10th grade, I actually started practicing, learning softwares, inquiring around, and eventually I ended up in college. I was also, after my 12th, I went for some certification course in 3D animation. And I also started working before my graduation. So when I was 18, I was also already working as a 3D animator. So I was not worried about further education, although I did miss it. But I'm like, agar nahi hoga to nahi hoga, that's okay. But I already had a job. So when I was 19, I got through college and I went to NID. And that poster, that's one of the festival we are having, intra college, which means within the disciplines. And the poster we're painting there is like you can say 5 floors across and 4 floors high. So close to 60 feet by maybe 80, 90 feet. So that's some kind of experiences that we got in college of working on. Okay. And that's also just before I left college. I look like this for most who don't know. And this is how I also went into Art Attack. Okay. So right after college, I was again lucky enough to somehow I got to know about this opportunity coming up for Art Attack host, and I applied, and it happened without much effort as such. Because I never thought of being in front of camera. This was never in my picture, not even my desire, honestly. I was more of a, like I said, introvert. So back end, and animation allowed me to be in my cave and work. And this is our team. So those who don't know Art Attack and all this set that you see is in Buenos Aires. That's in Argentina. And so we have multiple different hosts coming down and shooting that Art Attack and going, because financially and in terms of business sense, Disney thought it's easier to have one set instead of having multiple sets across the globe. So yeah, so this happened. It was completely unplanned. And again, this is behind the scenes of Art Attack, how and what's happening. And if you see this picture, I was actually hired to be looking like this initially with my dreadlocks. And last moment when I reached Argentina and we were about to shoot, one day before, they're like, no, we can't have dreadlocks. So then this kind of hairstyle. Although this is a second season haircut. The first season you must be remembering with all those flowy hairs. So yeah. And one thing which Art Attack did for me was not exactly what you guys think is the high point, which is being on TV and having a fan base and stuff like that. For me, it was being introduced to children and students, basically. So when I started doing this, we had to go market around Art Attack, move around India, work with children. And so I realized that I had a lot of fun doing this. And I might think I'm creative, but the kind of creativity which comes out in children, that's what I love. So that's when I decided I would like to be wherever this audience is. And eventually I realized that the audience is in school. Okay. So I started working with school. And the first school I chose was Riverside School in Ahmedabad. And this is after 7 years of working after Art Attack. Okay. So by 2010 is the first season of Art Attack. We shot it till 2013. And all those years, you can say 7 years, I was moving around, working with children. But then I felt having 1 or 2 day, 3 day workshop with children, 1 hour workshop is doesn't really tell me, because I wanted to work with students. And in terms of design, we have to understand our audience inside out. So I thought I need to understand my audience better. And therefore I joined the school. And this is another pilot we are shooting in Meghalaya. So on Epic channel, there was supposed to be a show. Again, it got shut because of the funding part. It was too expensive to shoot. But yeah, we are working there, and we were shooting the making of living root bridges. This, you see on the top, the roots coming out. Some of you might have been there. Some of you might have heard of it. So the living root bridges is what we were covering, and that's the team and the children over there in the village. And another aspect I want to just share is I love mountaineering and trekking. And on a side note for the moderators here, in case my voice is breaking or something, please let me know. So, or the video or audio. So I love nature, that's one. And I also love the mountains and adventure activities. So this is when I was shooting Art Attack and when we were over. So I took myself off and I went for solo hiking. And if you can see, there's no one. There's absolutely no one in this landscape. Maybe the closest place would be 3 to 4 hours walking. And that itself is... so yeah, there is a certain kind of fear which you have to deal with. And you don't know beforehand. And this is right next morning. So I reached in the evening, I put my tent and everything. And in the morning, it snowed at night. It was a pretty scary night for me. But both the winds strong and they were trying to break my tent. So I'm trying to hold my tent together with a hiking stick there. And that could be your lunch or dinner. So this was more like dinner at night, because it's also blizzard outside, so I can't really go out and cook. And you carry your stuff and you cook and you enjoy. But yeah, definitely this was one of the overcoming your fears was one of this. And this was actually the first trek I took again in Argentina. So this was the first trek, and this was another one. So this is where I actually got really, really stuck because somebody recommended me a route which is typically not recommended by the government. And I went there and there was no water. I had food, I had tent. You can see I have everything for survival. But water was something which I did not I assumed what would be there. And unlike India, in which you will find a village somewhere, okay, you will always find people and village. Over there, when you're alone, you're alone. Matlab, sometimes for 1,000 kilometers, there could be no one. So getting stuck there is definitely. So this is where I really thought I'll die. All right, and like 127 hours type car, but of course that was another extreme. But it was so my point is that when you're alone and walking, so it's more than a physical challenge, it's a mental challenge, and your mind starts acting up. So you have company, the company keeps you sane, okay? But when you're alone, you really have to kind of fight your own mind because it's thinking of everything negative. So yeah, this was a one memorable trip. And I did a lot of trekking after this, but I really thought when I reached back, I really thought, okay, I'll never trek again after this one. And yeah, some bucket list things when you are traveling and you're living a life, you have to keep in mind that you're earning so that you can do everything that you wanted to. So I could do my para jumping and in Argentina again. So I keep trying to kind of empty my bucket list in that sense. So what you see, this Muskuraiye free, this is just my initial phases. I was in Mumbai, and this is during and after heart attack. That I wanted to see what graffiti is, so I just ordered some cans online, asked permission from a local chaiwala whose shop this was, and I said, okay, at night I'll come and paint the. And then we were trying and we were painting around the city, you know. So again, if you feel like, oh, I wanted to do graffiti or some paint, just do it. There's no one's going to. Occasion is not going to magically appear, which is going to make it happen. So you keep doing that. And one part of my profession was also painting murals, something around art, you know, illustration at residences. This is Bug Bug Bar in Bangalore. We were painting the interiors. And just because now I remember one more thing from this incident is we were working indoors and working with turpentine, and of course for the there was not enough ventilation, and we destroyed our lungs in the process with all the turpentine. Be careful with all spray cans and all paint which has solvent, which has like oil-based solvent basically. Water-based is okay. So always never spray or work with these things indoors, okay? And then this is a small one of these are all one of the few initial things I'm doing for the first time. So this is a friendship tree between Germany and France. So if you know Alliance Francaise and you know Max Muller Bhavan, Max Muller Bhavan is by Germany and Alliance Francaise by France. So I was trying to so it's a treaty which they signed much after many years after World War and they had enmity at that point of time, right? So later, the two presidents at some point of time, they signed a friendship treaty and we were celebrating that. So I kind of created this. And these are it's just aluminum wire and paper. So people could on the leaves, whatever they think about friendship. And this is like a workshop in IIM Ahmedabad. I was again teaching them just take wire and just express. So my work is let people express their thoughts and making creativity and art in that sense to be more simplified. And somebody I picked up. So you know each of these wire is completely different and wood and this is completely different.
Sorry,
but always
but
even if you learn
kind of lag.
Okay, let me also switch off my video, so hopefully it helps.
Yeah.
So yeah, some wood carving, just pick up some wood. That's what I like. I'm not much of a tourist, which means I go to places, I don't really go around and see what people have done. I just choose a nice spot which has enough nature and I just do my thing. So yeah, this is some bit of the wood carvings. So I'm more of a, you can say, all-rounder than an expert in anything. You might consider me an art expert. It's not so. Because I know how, when you call an expert, what an expert could be. So my level of, when I call someone an expert, it could be much higher than maybe a child who might think I'm an expert. So that's relative, you know. I love making and DIY. So I had these planks, which was kind of given to me by someone who was changing their flooring. These are artificial wood flooring. And one time there was a requirement, so I ended up putting it together as a bed. It took me 4 hours and some $500 to put this bed together. I always keep my tools with me, so I love DIY. So I have all my tools. So again, I've realized it's not difficult to create anything. You just need to spend some time there. And this project was a part of a student who approached me, said, "Okay, I'm a photographer student or a student of photography, and can you create some art and I'll shoot?" So I created a bunch of food art for him, and he shot it. And this was his final graduation project, in which I created again, a perspective food art, and he also kind of got a prize for this. And this is where I joined the school, when I thought I really need to understand my audience. So I joined Riverside School in Ahmedabad. So I became a class teacher for grade 4. That was some kind of learning when you become a class teacher. It was a beautiful experience for me. And I'm still in touch with these kids. They must be now in grade 7, 8, possibly. So that's more like I was science teacher. See, I'm a commerce student. Okay, I left science for my 11th, 12th because I didn't see it adding my future prospects, and I wanted to do self-study. So if I took science, it would have not given me time to do my animation on the side. So, but I love science. You don't have to take science to love science, is what I'm saying. And I could teach science pretty well. So over here, I'm kind of teaching them inclined plane, or the effects of inclined plane, by experiencing it. And after Riverside School, I felt I need to, and I was also undertaking Waldorf education teachers training. So I was pretty serious about education, more than TV or as you would consider. So, and I got to know Jaisalmer, in a village, there is a Waldorf school. So I went there and I started teaching there for a year. And this is my friend who came down to Jaisalmer, and she is a board game enthusiast. She is a design educator, but her primary goal is to teach through board games. So she has Tangrams and other games over there, Pentominos. And over there, I also realized the school was there, and the ground, you see, that's a kind of ground level throughout Jaisalmer. You can find completely raw, rough, and they did not have a playground. So we decided to, I pitched that I'll create the playground. And we went and we bought this from second-hand pipes from a farm. And we came back, we took help of each other. I used to have my tools, and we put down, and this is like a small playground we created for them. Of course, this is a very small school, NGO run, so they don't have unlimited funds. Even this was a little stretch for them. So we created something on the ground, something to climb, something to enjoy. And another practice I would keep alive is fixing your own things. So I would give my tools to the students, and they would fix their own furniture. And then after Jaisalmer, I felt I was moving away from design, which is my primary education that I did. And I was also missing the challenge with older students, okay? So I wanted to join a design college to further teach. And I got to know about J.K. Lakshmipat University in Jaipur. And they were establishing a new institute. So I was even more excited to actually work on an institution building. And so, yeah, I was there for 2 years, and I established Institute of Design. It's doing pretty well. And this year itself, I left it. Yeah, so it was a very good experience there. And that's also me teaching. So my role for many years has been around education. And this was the last moment on JKLU, wherein I could meet Manmohan Singh because he was being felicitated. And generally, I'm not wooed by either celebrities or so-called big people, but meeting him was definitely I got my energies were a little shook. I have no idea why, but there was something about his persona. So yeah, so that was a quick journey there. And my latest journey would be, one second. And every day I'm entering deeper into education in that sense. So animation was my first passion. It still is. And sometimes you have to put when you find a new love, the other love, you have to let it go to a certain degree. So that's what is happening with me, that I have to keep animation as a secondary desire, and primary is and I also chose education not because of the field of education. It's largely because of students. So I first chose the audience, and wherever I find that audience, I go there. It's the other way around. Okay. So that's why I go to school, I go to colleges and different formats. And I do feel with 2021 coming in, there is a new meaning to everything that you have been taught previously. Okay. What significance does school education has, and what is the objective of school education, what is the objective of college education, and what is the future prospects, and how to make a career, and everything is under question, because things are liberalized to a great degree and things are way more open. As long as you can prove your capability, nothing else is required. Okay. Only sarkari institutions are one ki are aapko ye degree chahiye, wo degree chahiye. But when you go to the real world, if you can make it happen for them, they will hire you. As simple as that. So yeah, but we can definitely these questions will also come up, I'm sure, during the conversation. Now back to you.
Okay, so we will read. So basically we are connected with all the prospective audience and we got some questions from them. So I'll read one by one. So the first one that we have is, how do you develop your own personal style? And that resonates really well with the club's name. How do you discover your oeuvre? So
See, discovering your own style, whether it's about your wardrobe, what you wear, or how you speak, or your generally persona or your art, it's the same thing. You kind of experiment with a lot of things, you wear a lot of things, you draw a lot of ways, and eventually something will start emerging from there. You will let go of certain styles and you will pick up new, and it's a longer journey. You can't Some people, when they get too much wooed by their ideal artist, they can definitely pick up their style. It happens. But if you are talking about experimenting with your own style, that means that you need to allow yourself to make so many mistakes that you can say, okay, this does not work for me, this does not work for me, this does not work for me, because I've tried it already. And so you have to keep doing. And that there is no shortcut to that. And it also means the skill that you're talking about. So style also means if it's good enough, it also had a certain refinement to it, right? So that refinement takes time. Style you can start early on by picking up a reference and saying, okay, I love this one. And when you keep practicing it, because you're doing it by hand, so some variation even will come there. Even if I'm copying my master, I'm just saying, even there'll be a variation, because I can't literally copy like a computer and a printout, right? So, and you should allow, like I said, you should allow yourself a lot of experimentation. And I think college time is that time wherein there is no pressure to you about performance or money or project. So just freely experiment, keep changing your skin very often till you can find something you're more comfortable with.
So Nirvani, would you like to ask the next question? Yeah. Or okay, so what would you prefer? Like, if we keep the floor open for everyone else's questions, or should we read?
If you get some question for the audience, we can take that. Okay. If you don't, then we can go ahead with any other thing you have prepared. So it can be very fluid in that sense.
Okay, so y'all can unmute yourselves and ask the question.
Yeah, and if there are more people, you can even raise your hand so that we know. We can.
Okay, so Harshvardhan, you can start off with the questions. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. First of all, I'm very overwhelmed to have you over here. And my question is about, now with the current generation, like blockchain and more cryptocurrencies are coming up and NFTs are a new thing. What are your views, and thoughts about it, sir? Like, do you ever plan to release your own NFTs or something like that, sir?
I don't know. See, you might think I'm still, well, my primary role has become more of an educator. I don't primary function as an artist. Although if I was an artist, like practicing much so, then possibly, yes, I will look into it. And it's always, see, unless it's difficult beyond, like it demands you a lot of resources and time. If it can be done just by gaining some knowledge and trying out, so do experiment, definitely. Because with certain things, suddenly, certainly something comes into the world and it takes over, you can't put all your bets on it, because you have to let it brew a little, so that also, is it there for long term, what evolution it's going to have. So while you can definitely create some NFT assets yourself right now, if there is no, if it just requires your hard work, definitely do it and let it be. But don't put all your eggs in one basket, is what I'm saying right now. The world is still evolving and we don't know where it's going to head. So you're not supposed to invest everything you have into NFT. You can give yourself a little time, but as long as you're not losing anything or losing much, you can definitely create and because those people, the same question was there for Bitcoin, right? And those who did take a leap of faith are now, so we don't know. The Bitcoin could have totally failed also at some point of time, but it did pick up, but it takes time. So that's why the seed you sow now is going to maybe take 10 years, 5 years into the future. And people have to just do it and kind of do and forget. And you might have more knowledge about NFT than I might. Okay, I understand it to a certain degree, but I've not indulged myself into it. If it suddenly I do get some connection it with education, then I will certainly pick up my interest and read more about it as assets in art. But yeah, it is more, for me, it's not so much about art rather than liberalization about certain things, okay? And allowing people and new forms of just trying to make things work. So there is less central control and there is more micro control, and so more micro systems can come out. That's always a good thing, personally, because if you think nature is has a prime evolutionary process in terms of millions of years, and so many beings have come out and a whole system has come out. Nature always works with microsystems. It does not work with a centralized system. Centralized system is a human desire for control and greed or whatever. If you really want people to prosper, you have to let them be. And therefore, a good system is you can create the larger framework. That's not a problem. But how different people take the framework and own it up, that freedom you have to allow. Now, this also applies to education. As long as education can say, okay, our larger objective is this, and how different people approach that larger objective should be left onto the faculty and students, for example. You understand? Because one faculty might take another route altogether, another faculty might take another route, and different students will be able to learn from different faculties different ways, because even our personalities are very different, right? Not everybody will learn it scientifically. Some people might want they can well approach it through analogies, through stories, through emotions, and through art and different ways. So does it answer something, Harshvardhan?
Thank you so much, sir.
So there was one more interesting question, and it was like how some tips to make the DIYs more easy and beautiful.
Okay, beauty, they are two different things. Okay, there is a science plus art happening there, and that applies to everything. You can't separate science and art from each other, for simple reason being everything has a form and everything has a function. Do you understand? So even when I'm working with paints and art, if I understand my paper really well, how does it work? How does a paper work, on a microscopic scale? Then I can use that knowledge to actually take it to the next level. And how does a paint? So if I want a paintbrush, what defines a good paintbrush? That's a lot of science happening there. the retention of whether it's the capillary action is there, and there is also all kind of physics happening there, right? And so the companies who are making paint brushes, they are working with science, so they can assist an artist with a perfect tool. Okay, and then the tool will be used to create the perfect art. I'm just saying. So in that sense, if you want to understand DIY, first you should know how to manipulate matter. Okay, so human beings can only manipulate. Actually, they can't really create something. So when you say you invented something, you did not create something from out of the blue. You took existing materials, you kept changing it, manipulating it, metamorphosis, a lot of things, and then you create something. So we are masters of manipulation. We are not masters of creation in that sense. That is one. And secondly, to develop good aesthetics, you have to surround yourself with beautiful objects. All right, surround yourself, and you have to be very, very aware, which also means one good practice. If you really want to improve your aesthetics, redesign your room completely from scratch. Throw out everything which you have not handpicked yourself. They can be in the cupboard, but they should not be in your visual range. Okay, so you should wear what you love. You should have around you what you love. You should redesign everything, and the color you should choose. And you should also take references ki how different people have, what you find beautiful and what other people find beautiful. The moment you start surrounding yourself with beauty, and that starts trickling down into your consciousness. All right. We also think right now you all possess some kind of aesthetics within you, and they're all different. Okay, we don't have to agree that one form of aesthetic is the best. Japanese have a very different form of aesthetics. Indian aesthetics are very different, right? But definitely there is a subtlety to it for both Japanese or Indian that you have to work with. Like Rajasthan, for example, if you look around, versus if you're from Gujarat, don't mind, but I'm just comparing the aesthetics of two states. All right. In Gujarat, they don't pay much attention to aesthetics. Everything glass or bright colored is good enough for them. Rajasthan is very sensitive. Okay, I've seen a lot of restaurants which it's done well, but there will be so many pockets left out. They don't even see that they have, this part is not well done. There is something happening here. There is some scrap lying around. And so that experience in Rajasthan, I've seen they are way more sensitive. I think culturally it's coming from the motifs they had, and the royal, they had art also a big part of their culture. So that if you go and see properties in Rajasthan, whether it's hotels, restaurants, or houses, I'm not been too many, but aesthetics are way more developed in Rajasthan in that sense. And similarly, if you go to Northeast, their aesthetics will be very nature derived, but again, will be there. They're working with not colors anymore. They might working with bamboo and cane and so forth, but they do it very, really well. So when you finish something, that refinement also brings in a quality of aesthetics. One is the color, which you think that how something looks like color and form, that's one. No, just the neatly done, something neatly done itself is beautiful enough. That's what Japanese people also follow. They don't put extra effort into corners and motifs and uske andar nakashi karenge and all that stuff. That's not only what aesthetics is. So something well organized, if you go to a store and everything is pristinely put in an organized fashion, is also a form of aesthetic, right? So that is one. You have to surround yourself with beauty. And when it comes to the function part, you have to understand how to manipulate matter. And to manipulate matter, you need to find the right tool for the right material. That's all. And the right technique. So how do I make paper into something? So it also means that now I come to the science bit. Paper will have its own strength and qualities. It's like people. Not everyone is, it's not that paper is the best and metal is the best and nahi ho sakta. Similarly, it's not one person is the best, second person is the best. It's contextual. What is the context and in relative to what, and what is your question in which you're comparing it? Paper might be best for example, insulation and for availability, for being economical sometimes. Metal could be best for its strength and its flexibility sometimes. Now, paper is also flexible. Metal is also flexible. So you have to see what you want to achieve and which material will fit in well. And which also means you can't just search online. You can search online. You have to do it yourself. So if you really want to get into DIY, kind of make things with paper, make things with metal. Metal wire is something else. Metal sheet is something else. Wood is something else. There are at least work with 5 different kind of wood, 5 different kind of paper, 5 different kind of metal, clay, that's another material. Once you touch upon all these, then you'll also come to know which material resonates with you. And you can pick up that particular medium and material and take forward, because you don't enjoy everything. Metal is very hard on your body. You have to hammer it. There is a lot of sound. You need strength. So the bodies and personalities which like it can go ahead with that. And bodies and personalities which love wood, they go ahead with that. Or paint, or whatever you want to call about it. Okay. So
Ananya, would you like to unmute and ask the question?
Oh yeah, so I basically just wanted to ask, if I have an art style in mind, should I practice according to that, or should I start directly from the basics, whether they be related to that art style or not?
see, basics of most art will remain the same. Kind of foundation kind of remains the same. Style can keep changing. See, can you tell me, can you categorize total life form on Earth into, let's say, 4 categories? If I give you 4 categories to combine the completely whatever is available on Earth, what 4 categories would you choose? This is an open question for everyone.
It will
Yeah.
be very generalized, like
Yes.
it can be like plants or
Yeah.
animals, and then birds and insects, like that.
Yeah.
But it
So
will
let's
be
say,
very general.
definitely. So I'm going to kind of categorize for you right now. Let's say humans is one category. Humans and all living beings, like animals and humans, is one category. Okay. Plant is another category. Trees and plants and all nature form. Third, and including mineral also. Third could be objects, man-made objects. Okay. Or human-made objects and structures. If I can practice these 3-4 categories to draw, I'll cover complete Earth. Okay, that's all the life is made up of. Nature mein plant, animal, mineral, the whole nature gets covered. Human made mein human form, like us humans and what we create, like objects. Largely, that's all there is. So the thing is, you practice your humans, you practice your animals, you practice your, and humans give you a very good sense of proportions. Okay, because 1-2 inches plus and minus, and the whole proportion goes for a toss. For a keen eye, they can figure out whether your proportions are right or not. Plant life, even if I make a leaf bigger or smaller, does not, nobody can tell whether I've drawn it wrong. All right, so that's the beauty of plant life. But what plant does offer you is a huge range of light, shade, and colors, textures. That is not available with a lot of other humans. Are very boring, yaar. Matlab, what is this, right? So if you go into the nature, you can find so many different kind of. So you have to really observe. So it's a half of the game is about observation. We don't really observe. If I ask you what brand is your sharpener or eraser, some of you might not even be able to tell. You might be having it for 6 months, 1 year. You're not even observed what is around you. So we are not observants, but for artists, I think observation is one of the key. And if you have keen observation, and if you have been observing humans, then you can even tell whether you can draw or not. That's secondary, but you can tell whether a human being is drawn properly or not. Okay, so one is the basics. So basics is practice your plants and animals and humans, and practice your perspective drawing, for example, because you need to represent. Very often you would want to represent a city, a room, or something, right? That's a huge part of our life. And we generally create things in boxes and so on. And therefore perspective very well fits into, helps us to recreate it, right? And then we come into objects. Now, creating object, because they're geometrical in nature, it goes into some bit into engineering drawing, a little bit. All right, you don't have to use your ruler and stuff. So in design, our drawing in design is not either of an engineer or of an artist. It's somewhere in the middle. We use perspective, we use object drawing, we use analytical drawing, but everything is freehand. We don't use a ruler, we don't use a compass, because our purpose is to express ideas, right? And we get the practice enough to make our ellipses and circles, and so I can draw up. And artists also do the same thing when they're doing still life, right? They can really capture. But a glass is a simple object, which you might have. But what if you have an object like this? Not every artist might not be able to draw this in certain accuracy. So you need analytical drawing to be able to draw this. And now that's a separate study altogether. All right. So you start with a cuboid and you try to break it down into several cuboids to be able to recreate this object. And so now your spectrum starts opening up. If you can draw objects and humans, you can combine them. Then I draw a person with an umbrella, or I can draw a person riding a scooter, and my scooter doesn't look like a kid has drawn it, you know, and it looks like proper. So when you get inspired by all these great artists, you just look at how they represent their objects, humans and plants and so on, and they will have an expertise over each. And then you can go into abstraction. So generally artists always start with a certain reality. So they go realistic and then they go abstract. You can also go abstract in the beginning, but generally the result is you have a lot more control over abstraction once you go from realism towards abstraction. Thoda controls other hai aapke paas. Okay. So Ananya, you can do parallel study. Practice your favorite styles while you do a basic core practice. And one of the best practices is thousands of times keep sketching what is around you. So don't go for online references and photographs. Go for live references and photographs, because photographs not photographs. Photograph makes it easier for you because it already captures a 3D world into a 2D plane, and it's easy to. But when you're observing and drawing, that's actually tougher, but gives you way more information and way more capabilities. So live sketching is a must for any aspirants who want to professionally especially turn it. If you're doing for a hobby, then just enjoy. As long as you're liking it, it's okay. Don't put too much pressure as an amateur. Amateur is a word which I came to know. It doesn't mean that you are beginner or you're intermediate. Amateur is a person who does something for the love of it, but need not do it professionally through degrees and formal study. So in that sense, design, I'm formally trained, but a lot of things I'm amateur in most of the things that I do. Does that answer, Anya?
Yes, thank you so much, sir.
So Paris, you can unmute and ask your question.
Hello, sir. So deviating from the previous questions, I wanted to ask something about the Art Attack show. So how did you prepare for all the episodes? Coming up ever new things for every episode, and how did you also come up with the character Nariyal and Matt?
Okay. So one thing you have to understand about TV, because this is one thing which I realized early on, even as a child. I knew that WWE and WWF was totally fake. I could identify even as a kid. Yeah. Because when you actually box, you compare boxing and WWE, and you can see that there is a performance happening. So it's a performance. Nothing wrong about it. Okay? It's not one is better than the other. One is a performance. It's entertaining people. One is a performance of pure physical ability, like boxing. You see them going for 12, 13 rounds. They can't even lift their hands anymore. Okay? That's the limit. They stretch their bodies and knockouts and stuff. That's like putting your brain and your body through so much torment. You see WWE and IF, that's like a scripted. And if you research a little bit more, you can see that they actually practice the whole fight before they go on. So it's a performance to entertain people. And that kind of entertainment, Americans love that kind of entertainment. Okay, they don't care whether it's fake or not. They just love. So it's also coming culturally from there. We watch it also, of course, but culturally, it's called culturally derived from there. So similarly, anything appears on TV has a great. So you have to remove purity from it. Okay? You have to, because whatever you see on TV, for a lot of factors, it's not that everything is done as they project. They have not told you anything. It's your story. You believe that, oh, Gaurav is doing everything on the show. They never claimed it. Who claimed it? Nobody claimed it. Okay. There is a huge team always involved behind everything. You have to remember that. And if you were keen on seeing the credits, which a lot of time they run really fast. See, I can't claim it on TV itself. I have to do it now when I meet people. So you have to understand that nothing is possible without a team. Even as simple as putting this together. A single person could not have done it. And now imagine going on a television show which has camera, which has TV, which has lights, which has sound, which has a lot of factors, scripts. Why do you think script writers are different and actors are? Why don't actors make their own script? Because once you become a script writer, you understand it takes 24/7 itself to create a script. And it takes 24/7 just to become a cinematographer. And it takes 24/7 just to become an actor. And 24/7 just to become a singer, not even a songwriter. So a lot of songs and a lot of celebrities, so-called, who are there, they don't write their own songs. Okay. The common, in fact, in capitalistic society, time is money. And you can't, I will take a year, but I'll give you a good song, but they want it in a week. So you have to go to someone who has spent 10,000 hours making songs or writing songs, because that person will do it quicker and with more efficiency and proficiency. So one thing is ki, if when you're asking me this question, Narilana, I did not come up with. Okay, I'm not the architect of the show. That's your assumption. And you have to stop assuming these things for everything. 99% things, don't assume. Kind of search online, half of the answer you'll find there. And one more thing I want to really recommend your generation is, don't ask basic question that you can ask Google. So Paras, this is not in relation to your question. Your question is more specific. Okay? But I'm saying a lot of people come to me, they're like, okay, what is design? I'm like, dude, you can search it online. Why do you want to ask me? Ask me something which will take your knowledge higher after your internet search has ended. Then start asking questions so that you can take it further. Because I'm going to say the same thing which internet is saying, right? And that's a kind of waste of your and my own time also. So dude, your generation is born in internet, use its full potential. You can learn literally every skill on YouTube. And therefore, use your faculties for higher learning. Don't use your faculties for basic learning. You can use them, of course. But yeah, do your homework. So Paras, coming back to your question, there is always an art director. There is always a technical director behind every show. Art director decides the look and feel of the whole show. Because if I'm making things, I can't be thinking of the show, and there are almost 100 people involved. And when you're working something, you can't be expecting that person to also manage. So managerial roles are very different. And the top end management, even artists or even art directors, they're not haath se nahi bana rahe hain wo. They themselves are managing a team of other artists. Their role is still managerial, but creative managerial. They take decisions. So all top end positions are decision making positions. Okay, that's one. So we had art director who will decide the look and feel of the show. A great part of the look and feel was already decided by the original show, which is coming from 1982, Neil Buchanan. So we didn't even have to do the hard work of recreating the whole look and feel of the show. My role largely was of a conductor and presenting the art. All right. There is a whole art team who helps me create a lot of art. Why so? Because you can't expect me to sit down. When I'm making, I take 2 or 3 hours to make a small art personally. Now just imagine we have 4 pieces of art in Art Attack every time, including big art. And each art is also broken down into process. Ki after some time you'll get this, and after some time you'll get this, and after some time. It's not just I create an art and I give it to you. So that means ki every art is multiplied by 4 times the amount of work again, because each art is broken down into multiple sections. Now, if I take 2 hours to make one art and 4 arts, so I'd say 8 hours into 4 steps. So, it goes into more than 24 hours just to create. It's not humanly possible. So you have to understand that whenever you're looking at a larger output, whether it's art, film or something, the people who appear on TV are just the face of it. That's a UI. Yeah, the backend code mein bahut sare log involved hain. So Paras, do you want to be more specific now? If I've told you that there is a big team involved in the whole process, and I'm not the soul and whole, and a lot of people don't get credit also. So I would like to give them credit on right? Because I appear on the camera, I get all the credit. So I think you should move away from that. Stop idolizing your idols. Know that they are created by a lot of other people behind.
Sir, and how did you end up on the show?
My friend was from NID. My friend was from film was working with Walt Disney, and when the thing came up, Asana generally for things like this, like host and people, paper mein nahi aayega. It's not formally published because there are too many people coming in. So it's always word of mouth which spreads. So because she knew, she started asking her circle, which is NIT people, because we are good with material and concepts and thinking. So, and good thing about NID is not, they allow us so much of freedom to think that you can throw a problem to us and we can think of a solution real time. And that's the practice that we have. And therefore we are more fluid, but we are also not experts sometimes. You know what I'm saying? An engineer is an expert, a doctor is, a neurosurgeon is an expert. There are designers who are also experts, like product designers and stuff. But at the same time, when it goes to the production facility, then engineers come into the picture again. Okay. So I got this OT khabar that they're looking for someone. And my friend said, your profile fits in, why don't you try? I said, okay. I was reluctant, but I still tried because, like I said, it would have taken me away from my animation as my dream. And I tried and it happened. So I kind of flowed with the flow. Right. So, but I did my best. That's all you have to do. Opportunity knocks in, you do your best, and then don't have any anxiety whether you get it or not. That you have to kind of liberate yourself from, because it's not in your hands. I've also been rejected for other shows as well for multiple reasons. So it's perfectly fine. You get some, you don't get some.
Thank you, sir.
So Preeti, you can go next.
Yeah, thank you. Hi. I just wanted to ask what would be the next thing on your bucket list?
My bucket list. Now it's, see, when you grow older now, when you're young, you have a lot of energy, you want to do everything. So do everything, I'm saying. Jo man mein aa raha hai na, wear whatever you want to wear, say what you want to say, experience what you want to experience. This is the time. Because when you get older, you get tired of a lot of shit. And then you just want to concentrate on certain things and not everything. So now my bucket list is largely, again, it's getting more and more focused into education and how do I empower the youth? Because for me, there is only one sure shot way into a better future is you guys. The younger the students are, the better, because the sooner they can be told that life is easier than what you're creating so much anxiety. That's not exactly what it is. And your generation does understand it to a certain point, that what does not work. Okay, you have to take a stand now regarding what is actually harmful. Do not support it. There is no point. And this is something which is, so, you know, every generation comes with a pro and con. So my parents' generation was great at propelling technology and development and evolution. Okay? And they did it really well. But they also did it at a cost of a lot of nature and ecology and people. Because you don't get such fast evolution if you want to be empathetic and taking everyone together. नहीं हो पाता अगर सबको लेके चलते, तभी तो इतना slavery and so much of injustice is there, because some people, for the greed and because there's money and everything, they're propelling. So like technology itself is gets created because of some people's intellectual pursuits, and then capitalism can totally finds a point ki how can I sell it to the people, and then, you know, then they evolve it really fast. It can take 20 years to just put out a, if you go by the scientific method of making everything, testing out everything, a car can take 20 years to actually come out after it has been created. And therefore you don't really, why don't you think कि radical cars क्यों नहीं बनाते हैं? क्योंकि वो जो एक sashi बना है ना उसका, the form which has come out, that has come out of 200 years of evolution. To experiment with that means you need another 200 years of experimentation. So they will just play with the form now. They will not touch the engineering part of it because it has been kind of resolved to a great degree. BMW, which is BMW in Germany, it will be BMW, and all these companies, their technology is better because they have spent more. They're more conscious about it. But for me, it's education, and therefore how they are evolving their cars, I'm going to evolve education around me. And I just want to say it's very simple. To learn it's very simple, guys. It's not difficult. You need to understand your aptitude. So your personality is what your half of your work is not with the external world, with your internal world in that sense. Understand your personality, see your capabilities and aptitude, which industry does it support, and allow yourself to go into there and experiment. And so early on, when you graduate and stuff, do different kind of job profiles, not necessarily what you have been trained for. If you think I want to do some social media, go and do some social media marketing. If you think I would like to see what sales is, do sales. And once you experiment, you will find what you love the most. So you'll get a larger list of, you would have done a lot of things, and then you'll start striking out. Ki ye kar liya, ye kar liya, ye kar liya. I still enjoy education. So for me, I've done murals, I've done art, I've done show, I've done TV. I've also conducted workshops. I create curriculum. I've done mountaineering. I've also done in education. I've done teachers training, so which means formal education like that. I've been school teacher. I've been college educator also, university level also. I love sports. I've also participated in marathon here and there, and so I've done a lot of things. And now I start rejecting what I don't want to pursue anymore. So art, for example, I have to tone it down a little. I keep it for my own hobbies, but not professionally, because to become a professional, I have to spend number of hours every day. I can't just leave it and suddenly come back. The world would have moved over. You know what I'm saying? And so if art is your calling, you'll get to know, because it naturally propels you. If it's creating if it's an effort for you, then find something else. But try everything though, I would say, before you can reject it. Rest, the bucket list keeps increasing also. Like you find something, you're like, "Arey, yahan jana hai, wahan jana hai." So Everest base camp is one of the bucket list also. Maybe complete Everest, but one thing is I don't want to spend 50 lakhs for that one desire. I've been to many mountains. You have been to one, you have been to all. Then it's also egoistic, this thing. I want to climb the top mountain of the world. I want to climb on top of it, and then I would have achieved something. I think I've resolved that achievement in my head, so I don't need to do that. It would have been great, but not at the cost of that money versus, yeah, I don't think it's worth it. If you have money, then go. But I'm not going to spend my 30 years of, I can do so much with that money. I can create my own institution of learning with that money. So, but again, reality is very subjective. For one, it can be perfect. For another, it might not. So.
Okay, so I think this brings us towards the end of our session. Thank you so much for this insightful session, sir. We really enjoyed it, and we're hoping that the next session would be on campus one day, fingers crossed. So thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. Just make sure you guys use your inner, feeling is a zone which is coming out with your generation.
Yeah.
Previous generation does not understand feeling very well. My father generation, which is millennials and younger generations, and feeling is a higher form of intelligence. Just, even if you don't understand why, just kind of accept for now. Because most of your decisions are not logically based. They're all feeling based. All right. And most of your buying habits are all feeling based. They're not so logical. There is a logic always to a certain degree. So with feeling, what happens is you can get instant decision making. And you know, this is when you're dealing with a client and it does not feel right. Don't be, just because money, don't jump in. Take a day. Say, I'll get back to you after 12 hours. If you're in a relationship and certainly a proposal comes to you, or you propose someone, and whatever happens, I'm just saying, and it does not feel right, take a day to ponder over it. Okay. So feeling is the higher form of intelligence, and you guys know it, but people put, and it's, see, the thing is, you guys have to take lead now and know that previous generation was also pyramidal. The top, whatever says, everybody has to access. And the problem is they can't get over it. Okay. New generation knows how to work collaboratively. तू ये कर ले, मैं ये कर लेता हूँ, दोनों मिलके करेंगे, ठीक है? किसी को हीरो बनने की जरूरत नहीं है यहाँ पे. Nobody wants to become the boss. And that is the real future power, the power of collaboration. And now the previous generation, thanks to them, whom I'm criticizing, they created the tools for you to collaborate. Google Slide, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. And technology is doing one more thing. It is taking away the labor task. And for example, graphic designers have been hit by Canva, just saying. Now it's a bad thing for graphic designer. They're like, "Arey yaar, Canva mein sab kuch kar diya, hame to kaam nahi mil raha." I'm just saying. Now they will be approached for even higher form of thinking and creative thinking, not just to create a logo or not just to create a fancy looking template or poster. All right. So now you have that power. So power is being liberalized to laymen and common people. So now everybody can be creative and everybody can be a data visualizer, because earlier only people who know R language or Python or something, I'm just saying, could do data visualization. Now Tableau or software like that can do data visualization for you. Coding has become intuitive based. Website you can click and drag. Amazon has totally liberalized. You want to sell something, you can sell it. You logistics, Shiprocket on phone, you can send any courier from anywhere to anywhere. You don't even have to go outside the house. So पूरा game पूरा established है अभी, आपको बस करना है. So if you think I can't do this, resources तो set हो चुके हैं. ये 10 साल पहले तक भी possible नहीं था. 2021 everything is possible. So sell right now, express art, जो करना करो and just see. और देख लो कि कहाँ पे problem आती है. I've tried becoming an entrepreneur. I know I can't be. I've come to a conclusion. I'm a content creator. I'm a content dissipator. Like I can give it, I can teach it, I can create it. I'm not the one who is going to market it, sell it to the world. I can't. So as long as I can find a collaborator, great. If not, I'm great as I am. I'm anyways creating content and I'm delivering it to people. People expect YouTube content, but my content is more serious education based in that sense. You have to be with me live to be able to see my content. And YouTube मैं क्यों नहीं करता हूँ? The reason is कि I don't want to perform for people just like that. आपका तो choice change होता रहेगा ना. You'll keep demanding new things कि अब और अब ये कर लो वो कर लो. मुझे नहीं देना है. तो मैं क्यों करूँगा? ठीक है? That's not my aim, because my aim is also not the fame. Influencers a lot of time, once they have established themselves, it's not a permanent establishment. Whether you got Padma Shri or you got 1 million followers, if you don't consistently keep creating, you will also come down with the same speed you have gone up, right? So if I create my YouTube channel and I get a certain likes and certain, I have to keep the momentum on. Otherwise the channel will die, right? But that's not my agenda. My agenda is I work with consciousness and with students. And for that, I need to be live with them. And therefore I choose platforms which are live and I teach therefore. Okay. So I know what it can give me, but I don't want it. So because everything will come with, it will demand a certain thing from you, whatever your desire is. So small desire will demand you small things like paisa le liya, thoda health le liya aapse, thoda sa time le liya, and so on. But big desires will demand a lot of things which even might go against your principles sometimes. Are you okay with that? I'm not sometimes. So I stay away from those desires in that sense. Okay. So, okay, thank you. Munib is asking something. Should we take his last question?
Yes,
So
Munib.
if you have, if you'd like to, yeah, sure.
Good evening, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you. So I wanted to ask, so you said we should keep changing our skins until we find what fits us. So you said that in the context of our career paths or our personalities?
Anything. See, nothing is away from your body. Huh? Your career path and you are one thing also. You have to realize that. Which means you are going to do the job. So whatever happens on that job is going to affect you psychologically. And either it can create a dissatisfaction or it can create a satisfaction. And that dissatisfaction will also reflect in your personal family life. And your family life is going to reflect in your work. So there is, you don't, like I said, your life is everything that is in your aura, in your vision, in your life, you're connected to. So when you're changing skins, you're also trying, okay, somebody, I'll tell you right now, because in your generation also gender is more fluid. Previous generation were told that there is one man, one female, okay, and yahi do hota hai. So a lot of people who felt this was not right, they thought कि यही है तो let maybe मुझ में कुछ गड़बड़ है, right? So I can't, so मैं ही गलत हूँ. But now at least 1 billion people will agree with you कि आप तो गलत नहीं हो, because 1 billion people feel the same way, and that's what creates a norm. Now it's a norm to be gender fluid. So you have to allow yourself that flexibility to even question it. I've totally questioned my sexuality and both gender, because I had my batchmates who were definitely who were homosexual, who were heterosexual, who were bisexual. You had a whole spectrum there, and they would also approach you, they would hit on you. And then, so if I was phobic, I would like, nahi, this is wrong and stuff. But if I'm open enough, I would question ki, am I? Matlab, I would question it once. I have questioned it. And I reached a conclusion that nahi, I'm not, I'm pretty straight. Because one, I have no attraction towards males. That's one. Secondly, I have enough attraction towards females. Simply put, but I allowed myself that question to reach an answer. Do you understand? Most people don't even, were not allowed that question to ask themselves. And that is going to create a huge conflict in your life if you are forcing yourself according to societal, because you will always feel hiding all the time. Fear, you'll live in fear, you'll live in hiding, shame, guilt. ये सारी personalities में आपकी personality में आ जाएगा, and that is going to reflect in your work, in your life. You have to be confident in what you are, and you need to see the examples, and people are leading the way. You don't have to be the leader. People already lead कर रहे हैं, उनको आप follow कर सकते हैं, So talk to people, join different groups to actually understand क्या हो रहा है and कैसा होता है. तो अगर मेरे gay friends नहीं हो, मैं कैसे पूछूंगा कि what is it? बहुत सारे questions हैं मेरे पास, मैं किससे पूछूं? So I'll have to ask someone, right? So yeah.
Thanks so much, sir.
We also have another question. I mean, if you have time, we can take it.
I'm good till you guys get tired.
Awesome. We go on.
Good evening, sir. It's a great pleasure to talk to you. This question is in reference with the photos, the hiking photos that you showed. I wanted to ask, was it a solo hiking trip that you did in Argentina? And if yes, was it a kind of out of frustration trip or self-heal trip? Like, what was it actually? Can you tell about
See,
that?
solo trip was, yes, Argentina में I did solo trips there. India में मैंने actually इतना solo नहीं किया है. नहीं, solo किया है एक तरह से, but वहाँ पे आपको solo feel होता है, because इंडिया में सब जगह लोग मिलते हैं. वहाँ पे जब नहीं होते हैं लोग तो आप और बस nature, बस दो ही लोग हैं, ठीक है? So it wasn't frustration तो नहीं था. I love nature, and I also love my time. I love my soloism, individuality. मतलब I like spending time with myself. Not everybody does, and that's perfectly fine. Some people need other people, some people don't need other people as much. And then I keep going out for my socializing when I need to, but I do spend a lot of time with myself. If I don't get enough time myself with my own skin and my body, then I get agitated. ठीक है? And a lot of people will resonate with this. So आपको करना पड़ता है, आपको मना करना पड़ता है, मैं नहीं आ सकता तुम्हारे साथ. और पार्टी में भी आपको एंड करना पड़ता है, मैं अब और नहीं रह सकता, मैं जाना पड़ेगा, ठीक है ना? But I can switch between extrovert, introvert. वो आपको अपना अपना देखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है ना? So that trip was also as a challenge because I've heard of solo trips. I would like to do it. अब नहीं किया है तो मैं हमेशा होता है, अरे ये क्या है, let me try this. ये क्या है, let me try this. Like I'm a vegetarian by family, but I've tried non-veg food because I wanted to try it. कि what is the fuss about it? लोग इतना क्यों पागल हैं इसके पीछे? Let me try. And then I ate it and I'm like, dude, ये तो ठीक है, it's acquired taste. There's nothing like ऐसा magical नहीं है, वो acquired taste है. And personally, I have more reasons to be vegetarian than to be non-vegetarian. Like taste itself is for me not the priority, but for someone whom it is, perfectly fine. Go ahead, eat whatever you want to. It's not there are way more graver things we need to address than what you and I eat. Okay? And therefore, that trip was a challenge to myself, which I keep doing. I keep challenging myself and I keep putting myself in uncomfortable situations, just so that I'm also grounded a little bit, and also to see कि okay, जैसलमेर में जब था ना स्कूल, जो एक विलेज स्कूल था, अगर आपको किसी विलेज स्कूल में काम करना है and you are used to a urban life, आप कैसे करोगे? So your desire is to work in education and rural life, but you can't even get over your habits. So इसलिए I have to retrain myself again and again to be flexible in any kind of situation. आप मुझे पहाड़ पे डालोगे मैं काम कर लूंगा, आप यूएस में डालोगे काम कर लूंगा, गांव में डालोगे, अर्बन एलिट में डालोगे मैं वहां पे भी फिक्स कर लूंगा अपने आप को. So you know, that kind of flexibility I like because that allows me to experience more out of life. So इसलिए you can't judge. The moment you start judging something, आप कर ही नहीं पाओगे, कैसे करोगे उसको? If you have already judged the elite and the village people, आप जा ही नहीं पाओगे उनके सामने, because you're going with a little aura of, yeah, like us, you know. So you have to go. And I actually lived in a classroom for a week or more in Jaisalmer. वहाँ 2 रूम थे, गांव का स्कूल है वो, ठीक है. And I have to establish myself to find a room myself and everything. And I was wondering, school was 14 kilometers away from the village. So from the city, sorry, the village was 14 kilometers away. So अब ये था कि do I live around the village or do I live in the city? That's one question. I would love to be in the village, but I also want to disconnect myself from my work ताकि I can be another person. अगर मैं गांव में रहता ना तो kids are such, they are always around you and it gets a little too much. So I chose to later stay in the city जहाँ पे मैं I can just disconnect and I have my separate life. But first 2 weeks, at least a week, I was staying in a classroom. There were 2 classrooms. Yeah, sleep on the floor. But half of the people might not be able to do it. Okay? It's not that physically it's not possible. हाँ, physical discomfort होता है if you're used to a gadda, like you're used to that your mattress. So ठीक है, then you have already put a filter to yourself. That filter is going to reject a lot of things. You have to accept that. So when I say you take a decision, be conscious about that decision of what it brings and what it does not bring. So ये सही गलत ना थोड़ा आपको हटाना पड़ेगा. Everything is gray. It's all what you decide and what brings it. You have to be conscious about that. So you can't crib कि यार ये मैंने किया उसके बाद ये हो गया, because you did not think it through. अगर आप थोड़ा सोचते, थोड़ा रिसर्च करते तो आपको वैसे ही पता लग जाता कि what all it's going to bring in. And rest तो life आपको बता ही देगा कि what all it brings in. So does it answer your question? Maybe I digressed from.
Thanks, sir. It does. Thank
Okay.
you.
And वहाँ जंगल में ना in those forests there are pumas. Okay. So I could see their footprints also, and there is no one. So मैं शाम को photography कर रहा हूँ, and it's getting, snow has started coming in. That photo in which the tent was, and I totally forgot about the pumas. And I'm doing the evening photography, and then I suddenly realize I'm alone, and there is no one. What if there is a puma? And then the fear suddenly came in, very strong fear. When I realized कि puma could be around, I'm a perfect, रात को ही निकलेंगे, and I'm perfect scapegoat. Then I went inside my tent, and then the storm hit. So that was another spooky, when you're middle of a tent and you know then you realize जब हम रोटी कपड़ा मकान बोलते हैं ना, तो मकान का जो significance है, that's shelter. It goes into survival mode सीधा. All that intellectual moods and habits वो सब चला जाता है, सीधा survival पे आ जाता है. Which is same for you and the bacteria. दोनों का same ही zone होता है उस समय. So yeah, then you are all like, so I was playing music to keep myself distracted from those spooky sounds of the storm. So yeah, mind is so you can definitely, and if the girls want to travel, okay, I know that it's a desire होगा ही in a lot of you, and you would also want to do solo travel. Ladakh जाएंगे, Chadar trek जाएंगे, Kerala जाना है, so on and so forth. It's now possible. There are many groups on Facebook. Join them. Okay. Always now be logical. मन की करनी है तो you have taken a emotional कि I want to go and travel. Now be logical and figure out multiple places from beforehand. कहाँ रह सकते हो? अपना real time में keep sending your locations to different people. Keep sending previously ही पहले ही भेज दो अपना information. ये होटल पे जाऊंगे, whatever. So it's possible. Just be careful. Keep a pepper spray. Keep a small knife. I'm not saying कि I think something is going to happen, but वो fear के साथ नहीं जाना है पहली बात, because fear also kind of attracts similar things. So I don't have fear, but I also kept a pepper spray with me in Argentina. It's not मैं डर रहा था, लेकिन at the same time I'm also careful. So there is a difference. But luckily कभी use नहीं करना पड़ा, which is good.
If we don't have any other questions,
Do you have a question, Nirvani and personally. Sorry, I did not get your name.
Madhura.
Madhura. Yeah, Madhura. And do you guys have a quick question?
So I was selfish. मैंने पहले ही पूछ लिया.
So even I had some similar questions. I was
Then perfect. Then we can.
bucket list wala was the first question for me.
तो छोटी bucket list में शुरू करो, जो quick वाली चीजें खत्म करो इनको. जो बड़ी चीजें हैं वो with resources का problem होता है, time का problem होता है, सिर्फ पैसा और time, right? वो आ जाएगा. तो
I've told about that traveling thing. So I want to ask ki, how do you plan it when you go individually?
a lot of times we also have our friends and family. Okay. And so we create our own group. We have also started acquiring. Abhi se na, whenever your birthday is coming, asks for relevant gift. In fact, you can learn something from Americans. उससे तो पैसा मांगते हैं, बोलते हैं हमें ना पैसा दे दो तुम, ठीक है, हम खरीद लेंगे जो हमें खरीदना है. अगर आपके पास गट्स हैं और कॉन्फिडेंस है, मांग लो. अगर कोई कह रहे यार मुझे तुम दे दो, मतलब और टेल देम योर बकेट लिस्ट कि मुझे यार आई वांट अ टेंट, इट्स नॉट टू एक्सपेंसिव, $3,000, मुझे टेंट गिफ्ट कर दो, मुझे हाइकिंग शूज चाहिए, मुझे ये हाइकिंग पैंट्स, क्योंकि एक्सपेंसिव होता है गियर, वो ₹1,00,000 चला जाएगा अगर सब कुछ तुम एक्वायर करने जाओगे एक बार में, ठीक है. So I've acquired my DIY stuff similarly. Every time I earned, I did not spend it on my clothes. Clothes are insignificant for me, ठीक है. Similarly, most habits मेरे पास नहीं है. Food is also, I'm not a big foodie as such. I love food, but I don't live for it. So I don't spend too much there. So मैं spend कहाँ करता हूँ? On gizmos, on gadgets, and on my tools, which allow me to make. So I have a full-fledged maker space in that sense. So over years, I've acquired that, है ना?
Then one more thing, you were graduated from NID, right? So what made you decide that you have to go to NID, and also how did that impact your life? Is it making a lot of difference in your life?
Difference तो है, देखो, we call it the mothership, and whatever we perspective we had, capabilities we have, उसको पूरा credit जाता है काफी हद तक. The thing is, NID तो मुझे मालूम भी नहीं था. I knew animation करना है, और NID is old, but I did not know about it. My sister was an artist, and she actually went to NID and told me कि NID है. So she also is from NID. She did film and video from there. And when she told me कि animation करना है, this is a brilliant place for animation, is when I got to know about it. उससे पहले I was just pursuing animation. मुझे जाना था, for example, I wanted to go abroad because I knew Pixar and all the studios are abroad. But financially, I didn't want to put my parents into, sorry, is the dog sound too much in the background, or is it manageable?
It's manageable.
Okay, I can't really do something about it.
Yes.
So after my 12th, I was like, animation करना है, abroad जाने का सोचा, लेकिन expensive था तो छोड़ दिया. My parents were so sweet. My mom was like, तू फिक्र मत कर, जेवर बेच देंगे, जमीन बेच देंगे. And I'm like, dude, इतना कुछ करना पड़ता है क्या? As a child, you don't know, what money and what. I'm like, इतना भी नहीं करना है. I don't want to put you under so much pressure. My father said, कुछ basics कर लो इंडिया में. I'm like, that makes sense. So I went to Mumbai and I did Maya Academy Advanced Cinematics. But वहाँ मुझे पता लग गया कि learning a tool is different from learning foundation, understanding, knowledge. दोनों में अलग बात है. Tool allows you something, but what it allows, you need the knowledge to, तो वहाँ पे tool सिखा रहे थे, and I realized कि ये तो नहीं है. And meanwhile, I also got a job. So when I was 18, I was already working as a junior animator, okay, in a company. So I was not worried. मैं like, अब तो job है, मतलब I knew the trajectory कि चलते रहेंगे, eventually Pixar पहुंच ही जाएंगे, उसमें तो I was confident enough, उसमें तो हो जाएगा, मतलब. But then my sister went to NID and she told me कि यहाँ पे एक जगह है, try for it. पहली बार try किया तो I could not even complete the paper. You really have to, there's certain speed you have to go with. Second time I was more prepared in that sense, mentally. So then I cracked it and I went there, and yeah. And NID allows you to change your fields. ये पहले मुझे नहीं मालूम था. It does not formally tell you this. You realize it. मुझे यही लगता था कि अगर मैंने animation किया है तो I'm supposed to only be an animator. But then I realized कि NID के लोग निकल के कुछ भी करे जा रहे हैं. कोई water color artist बन गया, कोई कुछ बन गया, कोई कुछ बन गया है.
Sorry, you're on mute.
Fine.
Huh.
So UI UX design when it came to India, वो designers नहीं थे, मतलब वो profession ही नहीं था, तो designer कहाँ से trained होंगे, right? So product designer and graphic designers became UI UX designers. So as long as you have basic logic and basic tools and understanding, so designers के पास एक चीज होती है, थोड़ा basic intelligence होता है, logic का. They can talk to engineers and scientists. They can talk to. I'm not saying they understand their work completely, but they can tell कि हमें क्या चाहिए, right? They know, they are good with the aesthetics. When it comes to a sketch, when it comes to basic form, right? Graphic designers are good with aesthetics and color and images. Product designers are good with aesthetics and physical products. ये दो चीज मिलाओगे तो आप कोई भी जॉब कर लोगे. And human, sorry, the last important thing is understanding human beings and understanding a user. So हम ना उनकी तरफ से सोच सकते हैं. हम ऐसे नहीं जाते कि मतलब if you see someone, one second. So if you see someone, जब नेता लोग visit करते हैं ना, do you see the persona how they visit as if they're the kings and everybody else is? As a designer, you can't do that. You go as a villager when you go to a village, and when you go to a rig, you go as a person who's working there, and you become a part of them, and you see their life inside out. वहां से जो आपको insights मिलते हैं, वो हम वहां पे फिर अपने creative thinking, logic and all are, वहां से हम एक solution लेके आते हैं. That's why generally designers are supposed to give better solutions. Because वो humans को समझते हैं, वो aesthetic समझते हैं, वो science समझते हैं, सब मिला के एक अलग ही, but उनके limitations हैं. हमारा God level नहीं है कुछ, हमारा बहुत serious limitation है कि beyond that फिर हमें चाहिए experts to make it actually execute on ground.
Yes, sir, completely agree.
So मैं बोल रहा हूँ सब लोग यही करो, थोड़ा aesthetic develop कर लो, थोड़ा logic रखो life में, ठीक है? Keep reading, keep doing this, and keep observing people, keep spending time with different spectrum of people. अपना कहीं गांव से आते हो, कभी साल से नहीं गए, go and live in a village. And when you go to a village, don't go like a tourist. Never go like a tourist. Go and be like them, you know, stay with them. When they offer something, eat it. अगर cooked है तो आपको कुछ उसका भी दिक्कत नहीं है कि अरे मैं बीमार हो जाऊंगी. Slowly you also train yourself in water. नहीं, कई लोग होते हैं बीमार. Their immunity is too low because they have been having. So that's another practice I did कि पीना पड़ेगा थोड़ा बाहर का पानी, just to keep maintain your immunity, you know. जैसलमेर में मैंने टैंकर का पानी पिया पूरा, मतलब there was no filter, so एक टैंकर आएगा and it will fill the ground level water in school. You know how गांव में बच्चे वहीं से पानी पीते थे, तो and there were foreigners volunteers also, they would ask for mineral water, ठीक है? And I realized कि कितना प्लास्टिक बॉटल क्रिएट हो रहा है, and that's not sustainable for me. मैं एक साल रहूंगा, मैं तो ना हर दिन मिनरल वाटर पीता रहूंगा. So I'm like, अब एक ही तरीका बचा है, या तो ये लोग फिल्टर लगाएंगे या फिर मैं इनके साथ जो बच्चे पी रहे हैं वही पीना पड़ेगा. So I started having the same water, which is salty, थोड़ा सा ground level, you know, it's not even a normal tap water which is coming here. I realized जैसलमेर is not an industrial state, so toxic तो नहीं होगा. At max, minerals अलग हो सकते हैं. So yeah, so that's it. Okay, maybe we'll take the last question.
Yeah, okay, so we have 2 questions.
Achha, 2 questions. We'll take both, Shruti and Pranita, if I saw right.
Yes, Pranita, you can go.
Pranita, you can also ask it. That's...
Good evening, sir. It is a pleasure to have you here, and I just wanted to ask, like, regarding this whole, like, everybody talks about careers in art, and you have been a designer, and you have been in the field of education also. So how would you imagine yourself if you haven't been in this education line that you are currently in? How would have you progressed, like, in the art field?
Like that, I would be in animation for sure. Even after Art Attack, I would have gone back to animation if it was not education. Because I want to tell stories, and therefore that's the best medium I feel. You can tell stories through posters, paintings, and so on. My thoughts are more dynamic, so I would like to pick animation. And so one of the pursuits is I want to open design to other people. So, you know, Design Adinshala is something I've started, in which I would like to tell you about the basics of design and how it functions. Still, I do it when I have time. So I roll out batches, and then if the call goes out, and then whosoever is interested, they join in. Because not everyone can study design formally. You can't again go to a college again. But if you want to understand how it works, then you can definitely. But your question around my future, if I was not this and that, then yeah, I think animation would it be. And I would have done a little bit more of my, which I keep doing. I keep carving wood. I keep doing bits and pieces of art. I also have ADHD and dyslexia, so which means I sometimes don't complete I get bored too soon. So मैं कुछ start करता हूँ तो उसको एकदम refinement में ले जाता हूँ. When I feel I'm happy enough, I leave it. And I'm perfectly fine with that. But if you want to create final artwork, it has to go to a certain refinement. If you want to display it to people, तो थोड़ा. Anything else, Pranita?
So, what about like what will be your message for us regarding careers in art, like specifically?
In art, okay, be a little more flexible with art. What I'm trying to say is, my brother told me this, and initially I did not agree with him. Do you want to make a career in art, or do you want to keep a hobby as art? Both are different. If you want to turn into a professional, then your practice will become training. Okay, you really have to get trained like a boxer or any other field, or a cricketer. Every day they put number of hours behind it. People who are even sculpting their bodies, they put at least 2 to 3 hours every day, 1 hour at least every day into. You do that every day, you can turn into a professional in whatever field you are choosing, right? So which means if you want to become an artist, immense amount of study of real life objects and how to capture it. And realistic, hyper-realistic is not the zone, is what I'm saying. Representing it in your own way is. So proportions should be maintained. I can get the feeling of it. So your practice is very, very important if you want to become an artist. Keep practicing different things. If you think, oh, I've never drawn a horse, draw a horse. And best if you can go and study it. So if you see fine artists, the fine art people, they submit in kilos. Okay, their submissions are in kgs. There is no other way around. There is no shortcut towards getting skills. And that's why there's this sense of human beings. Like, I'm not as good as a fine artist. I'm not a fine artist. Fine artists are actually better than me. Just because I appear on TV, so you think I am some person who has great art. I'm easily, out of all the artists, 50%, I would be below 50% maybe. Okay? There is also not that people who are good are people who are given the status. There is a difference there. There is another, I don't know, luck, a lot of taking opportunities. A lot of people lose opportunity because of fear, or they are like, "Arey nahi, isme aage future nahi hai." Those people who have taken a leap of faith will succeed, right, in that particular field. It could also applies to business. Elon Musk is doing something which other people are not. There's a lot of risk there, but he has taken that leap of faith, right? So same. So you have to really, really practice. And now you have so many different Udemy, YouTube, Domestika, learn from different people. And when you learn from a different and meet different artists, go for residencies, take grants. You have to utilize these funded opportunities also. All right. It's not difficult. You have to just start somewhere, find artists and work with them. आपको एक line चाहिए होती है. Once you start working with them, that will open 3-4 more lines, and then you keep pursuing. But don't laze around. That will slow down your progress. If you keep it excited. If you're getting bored with art, change the medium. Or change. अब लग रहा है कि अब art हो गया बहुत सारा, ठीक है. Go back to formal profession. Restart if you have to. Doesn't matter. Within 3-4 years, you can actually reestablish yourself in any other field. 5 years, aram se. 10 years, you can become an expert again. So it's never too late to switch. And be multi-talented, all of you. It helps you. I'm not saying multi-profession, multi-talented. मतलब आपके पास डांस है तो उसको pursue करते रहो, म्यूजिक है तो pursue करते रहो. कब कहाँ पे कैसे काम आएगा? कब मौका मिलता है तो परफॉर्म करो, है ना. And when you feel कि a lot of people maybe at 40 they might realize कि अब मैं सब कुछ कर चुका हूँ, now I want to go back to dancing. Great, open a dance school if you have to. So yeah, so it's a very open format. Huh? Don't think कि मैं नहीं कर सकता, कर सकती. As long as you're sustaining yourself and pursuing your dreams, perfectly fine. हाँ, you can't be so job में एक चीज होती है, आपको अगर एक पेमेंट मिलना शुरू होता है ना, then you can't break it because you've created your life. And those people who are really nahi, I want to switch. I've seen product designer from working in Samsung, now a watercolor artist, a designer from NID. ठीक है, वो भी है. How does he sustain? I don't know. But है opportunities. अभी तो जैसे कोई NFT के बारे में पूछ रहा था ना, तो online exhibitions, Instagram, DM for work, collab, and there are people who help freelancers to understand how to deal with clients. ये सबको करना पड़ेगा, regardless of your profession. Know how to deal with clients, because वरना आपका फायदा उठाते रहेंगे बहुत टाइम तक, आपको समझ में नहीं आती. You always think you are lower than them. Therefore वो कुछ बोल रहे हैं तो हमें करना पड़ेगा, सुनना पड़ेगा. So you just, there are Instagram channels. I keep posting on Instagram also. That brings me, I'll share with you my credentials so that you can be updated with what I do. Whether it's my designer Dinshala or whatever. Open house is coming tomorrow. That's a millennial guide. This is Instagram. I'm putting on chat. Then Gaurav Juyal official. That's FB. And LinkedIn is Gaurav Juyal. My website is gauravjuyal.com. That's Gaurav Juyal. That has most of the information. Okay. So you can find it there as well. So keep updating yourself and keep collaborating. मेरे ख्याल से आपको क्या करना है, आप सोलो काम मत करो ज़्यादा. Put out a call in your college कि यार I know a person, a friend who was a designer, वो NIFT में थी. When they were in third year, second year, they started selling hair bands, DIY, and they earned a lot of money. ठीक है. So अगर आपको कुछ business opportunity लग रही है ना, whether it's art or it's something else, art है तो just figure out products where you can put your art. Cushions हो सकता है, postcard हो सकता है, start somewhere. फिर आपको niche products मिलेंगे. And India जैसी public में एक और चीज होता है कि डिजाइनर्स का प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि दे क्रिएट वेरी एक्सपेंसिव प्रोडक्ट्स, एंड एक्सपेंसिव प्रोडक्ट का इंडिया में मार्केट कम है. इफ यू कैन हिट दैट स्वीट स्पॉट इन प्राइसिंग, यू कैन डील इन बल्क, एंड दैट्स वेयर द रियल मनी इज फॉर इंडियन मार्केट, सो कॉल्ड मार्केट. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट आर्टिस्ट, बिकॉज आर्टिस्ट तो एक बार में एक ही बना सकता है, राइट? बट आई एम सेइंग एज स्टूडेंट्स, इफ यू वांट टू एक्सपेरिमेंट विद एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड आर्ट एंड स्टफ, स्टार्ट सेलिंग योर आर्ट, सी व्हाट हैपेंस. डू यू लाइक इट? What are the challenges? तो early on अगर आपको challenge पता लग जाता है, तो by the time you are 30, you have already know if you want to reapproach entrepreneurship, what this time, what changes they have to be. So if you already failed with entrepreneurship once, young, when you were young, and you retry it, make sure you have taken care of the things because of which it did not work. So collaborate. I know in your batch, even amongst artists, for example, there will be people who would rather do social media. उनको मजा आता, आर्ट करते हैं, बट उनका सोल गोल नहीं है आर्ट करना. So just collaborate with different spectrum of people and approach a project and do it like a short project. Don't have to commit for life. Target set करो, 2 महीने के अंदर हम ये करेंगे, इतना पैसा कलेक्ट किया, this is the cost of production, and we'll sell and see what happens. Profit निकला, you may put it back into the business.
And I think Shruti also has a question.
Okay.
Good evening, sir. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Just wanted to know, like, you are such an experienced and accomplished artist, and now that you've moved into education, just wanted to ask you what your preferred medium for art is. Like, is it watercolors? Is it digital? Is it gouache? What is it?
Material.
Material.
Okay. If I have a choice, I'll do everything multi-material. Because yeah, I think I've realized that I don't have too much patience with colors and form anymore. And that's the reality. I'm telling you from my own mouth. So rest for your assumptions that I would have actually watercolor or something. But I love material way more than I like colors and forms in that sense. So I would rather be building something. I love building things. And it includes electronics, it includes wood, metal, any material you put, as long as. So if I have in my mind that I want to create a kinetic sculpture. Now, if it requires me to learn Arduino, I'll learn Arduino because my desire is that. And if I don't know Arduino, if learning Arduino, I'm having trouble, then I should reach out to a friend or someone who can. You know, so आप खुद नहीं कर सकते हैं तो reach out to a person who can. But making it happen is the main thing. But if I look into it, maybe I love watercolor, but I can't do it very well. The control over watercolors. And that ways, I'm just thinking. Pen and paper, pen and ink, basically, I used to like just black and white. That's what I used to enjoy more. Does that answer your question, Shruti?
It does. It does. And also, sir, just one more question. I checked your Instagram IG account. Just wanted to ask you whether you have a pet or not, because I've seen a lot of posts on animals on your IG.
No, I don't have a pet. I think that's why the reason is when I was little, my parents were like, हमें तो नहीं चाहिए, कौन पालेगा इनको, है ना? So, and that desire came much later by the time I had left school. So, and after school, I was never in my back home. So since they did not want it, I can't force them to keep it. So wo nahi tha. And to keep a dog, you know, you need a family. You can't have a dog as a bachelor or something. Or even you need someone who can take care of it has a lot of responsibility. So don't take a pet unless you can commit to it. And, but I do, like, I'm on NID campus. My wife is a professor at NID. So there are a lot of dogs inside, stray dogs, right, who stay in the campus. So there is no system to feed them. So there are people who come forward and feed them. So I was also approached by the people and they're like, would you like to? I said, okay. So I feed them in the evening. So I spend time and I have to go and feed them now also. So yeah, but I do, whenever I find time, I spend time with animals. I like them, all kinds. Yes. So, and nature is something I really adore.
That's great, sir. Thank you so much.
Also, like, if anyone has any more questions, we'll send out a document where you can type those out. And like, is it okay if we forward it to you, sir? Maybe you could, like, you know, type out the answers or something. I don't know.
Short answers, yes. But you do that. Okay.
Short answers,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, please.
Sure. Okay, so thank you so much for joining us today. I think we can now stop the recording. Events team, could you please?
Yeah. So tomorrow I'm going in an open house. I'll be